You're listening to Kids of the Podcast, and we're back with yet another episodes with blinkventures.com. And today we have
Nabin sir from Blue Waste to Value.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much for coming, sir. मेरो दुईजना साथीहरू छ हैन अनि they have started their own company, graphic design company हो, it's like a year maybe, and they are like contemplating कि should they scale up or not. The problem is like finance मिलाउने कि फर्स्टमा कि टिम ल्याउने कि क्यापिटल जम्मा गर्ने कि हुन्छ नि. So यो chicken and egg जस्तो भयो क्या, like which should be the first priority. So according to you, which should be the first priority to scale up?
I simply say, without delaying the time, I should say it should take together parallelly. But my sense of, establishing these enterprises is first you need a good assessment of the purpose what you are going to, doing in this with this company. So. With that particular thing, lots of other checklists need to be assessed, not just like infrastructure and HR, but also lots of other things, that need to be included in the business plan itself. And through that, there must have to understand that the legal hurdle and other things also, lots of other issues also there. So we must have to see, and the markets is the main, which markets you are going to penetrate, or what type of skill is that need to be very clear. And then after only I can think that first I will prepare my team, and then only I will bring the technology and infrastructure. Without preparing my team, I cannot just have solely doing myself, bring the infrastructure technology together first and then hire. It is a little bit difficult because when you have a technology and then you find the resource person or the person who will just work under you, your team, so that should compatible. I mean, like align with that proper skill, proper vision, a proper way of working. So I have a big house with a big technologies, but I don't have a proper, catalyst. Then it doesn't work. Yeah.
Sure. So since त्यही कुरामा जस्तै अब I talked to them, right, regarding why are not scaling, and the answer is they have the enough capital for next 1 year.
Yeah.
So next 1 year लागि they have capital for rent, for whatever expense they want to buy. But I think the problem with them is they're not being able to take that step. त्यो एउटा डर हुन्छ नि, ल अब स्केल गर्ने नगर्ने भन्ने कुरा. अब यो फाइनेन्स इज देयर, लिगलिटी इज देयर, एभ्रिथिङ इज देयर, द लिगलिटिज, द फाइनेन्स,
all
एकदमै टिपिकल त्यो हुन्छ नि बिजनेस जार्गन्स आर देयर. बट पर्सनली फर समवन हु स्केयर्ड फर द टिम्स, हाउ डु यु लाइक एडभाइस देम टेक द्याट स्टेप? अब चाहिँ ल भनेर हुन्छ नि, हाउ इट इज सिम्पल.
Yeah, first if I have to recommend something, I should go with the framework, working framework what they had developed, So the step by step need to be in a proper timelines, and then the way they need to be fixed, that by when we will be going. For that, lots of preparation is required. Actually, it's maybe a small scale, but again, that need to be prepared. It's not just like you throw something ball in a river, it gives a waves, like big waves. You cannot just expect like that. It should be like properly assessed and then prepared the team, including capital. But main thing is if that is properly planned, then the steps of business plan is very clear. Many of financial guys, they can have prepared, and the IRR, how the IRR is there. So I should not just start with I have a 1 month, 1 year capital, and then there is no issue. I can start and it will see what. It's not a way that I am getting a money from somebody, but again, I just use it. So it's like a donor-funded projects. Then company will not grow like that. It should not move like that.
So there are Facebook memes in order or about entrepreneurship guys. So entrepreneurs are those people who like jump off the cliff and they need to figure out how to make a parachute in between. I think that doesn't work well. It's just a Facebook.
That may be work, but we cannot assure that will work. We cannot say that work.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Maybe that sometimes we have a magic stick, and then that will you cannot start with like भाग्य छ भनेर के
So भाग्यमा विश्वास गरेर गर्नु भएन.
Yeah, that comes automatically, but we cannot just go with that.
अनि अर्को क्वेसन चाहिँ के छ भने now being a regular जुन बिजनेसमा पनि you need a repeated consumer or a customer नि त to retain your own business. Blue waste to value कुरा चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्छ तपाईलाई? Do you need a repeated customer time and again to sustain your business, or is it always trying to get in new customers?
It depends on how you convince the customer. I mean, like how you approach the customer. It's a very preparatory stage. You need to define and let the customer know how long you will stay and how long after you will be leaving. So we have done a contract like continued for the long run. Maybe they have a provision like 3 years I'll be here, but again, if the system is okay and everything is doing, we like to get it done. But in some perspective, like we gave a training, we give all the informations, knowledge, everything, and later on if they want to start themselves, then there is some options, so they can have save the money also, giving a service fee for us, and wise use of the materials that is they have been producing, and they can reduce their waste at source. So once prevention is better, so we thought of in 2 different angles. We are not just focusing on the funding, I mean like fund profit making, but also make them more responsible citizens, responsible institutions, so not just like someone give us lots of money and they produce lots of waste, and every time they will double it, or maybe like next month they will bring lots of other stuffs, and then you have to do in that way. You must be happy like that. But taking these all the stuffs, maybe we can earn lots of money out of it, but again, how it is socially impactful. So the impact is not there. That's just growing. They are just making lots of wastes. So we give it. Sometimes we had a discussions with the procurement team, who procures lots of purchase going on, and then why not you purchase in the bulk? Why not you use a big packaging, not like a small packaging inside, so that the less waste will be generated. That is also another intervention, and giving education is a must. And as you questioned out about the repeating the customers, I should say it depends, but mostly we how sustain the relations. That is more important. The satisfaction that counts. I mean, how satisfactorily you have treated to them.
Okay, so regarding before indulging more into blue waste, right? First we need to discuss what is blue waste for our listeners. So why, when they started, and what is the main mission of the business?
Actually, the blue waste is blue waste to value is we used to focus on that, how to reduce the waste at the source, so that we could send very less amount to the landfill. So it's a big challenge for us, for all over the world, that there will be no landfill options later on, because landfilling is not good. It's not the right way. So that's why we need to stop it. So to make them to stop, so we have to give the proper way of management. So which is lacking in Kathmandu, in Nepal, and most of the stakeholders, they just collect and they just dump. And the local authority and the government, they have a very good open thing, and it's very flexible, that you just have to pay very minimal cost to send it to the landfill, 350-250 rupees per truck. So that's again that's a very easy way to access to the landfill. So that's why people they are making money. And then they just collect the fee, and then they just collect the waste, and they just dump it there. When the rain begins, and then there will be a problem between the the landfill and the collections.
So how different is blue waste from all these stakeholders?
We are different because we need a system. We had developed the system. The system generates The system is education's also there, and then you have the system of entry, how to get a customer in, and then if the customer is okay, then we have to give a training and other things. Then after we have a source segregation, again separate collections, resegregation again, sending to the processing.
So what is
So these all are there. So
sorry,
full
I'm-
circular economy we are in working.
So what is resegregation for a layman?
Yeah.
Normal. So what does resegregation mean, sir?
I mean, like you don't have a more space in your home or your facility. Then you have just like you can do like organic, non-organic, like dry or wet. So then, so dry there is lots of other materials like paper, plastic, metal, cans, aluminum, rubber, everything. So organic there is like two different food or other green waste, right? So that goes for food waste. We are sending to the animal husbandry where they have lots of the farming, and then leftover we are making a compost. So that's all done, and that is very sensitive because it gives lots of nuisance if smell. So that's why we do it in a same next day. And then we'll not just keep it like a heap and then making it's a problem. That and on next is dry. Dry you can do at any time. It's a dry when it is properly segregated and it is mixed with the other dry materials. But again, you can keep like 2 years, no problem. No smell is coming. No, but again we will segregate it because plastics there are 10 types of plastics we segregate. 3 types of papers we segregate. Glass there is 3 other types. Metals there we have 4 5 others. Rubbers, shoes, clothes, everything, and some rejects also like sanitary napkin, diapers, Tetra Paks, wrappers. These all comes in the separate. So that's the process is resegregation actually.
Yeah, okay. Too much work.
Yeah.
Too much.
So if you are doing like this, and there is a cost because you have manpower extra, you have a technology extra, you keep all the records, analyzing, supervisors, these all are required. So we charge, how can we manage? So we need to, and that's a proper process. And our client, they feel proud that they are getting a right partner because they will get all the reports every month. And in any case, at the moment when some personnel from the government or somebody who comes and monitor them, so that they can access the report at any time, and we can deal it directly because they might not be, fail because they will be get very much easier to certify or something, So this particular client is doing good.
So you said that the one who pollutes should pay.
Yeah.
So how does it like the line?
Yeah.
The one who pollutes should pay. So how does that work in the system?
It's a universal rules, and even this EPA and Environmental Protection Agency of US or UNDP or international climate organization who is focused on the climate change, they used to practice like that because this is the only way you can have managed the waste. Actually, polluters need to be paid because I'm not polluting and I should have pay. I'm polluting, like I produce like 2 kg, then for managing that 2 kg per day, I need to pay. I mean, like if you are not paying that, because if you are getting it free, then what will happen is they blame the local municipality, local authority that municipality is not doing. Then the problem is here, the citizens can generate what must they have, they can generate every time, and that risk municipality can't do that. That will
so blue waste is charging the consumer who are polluting. Basically, that's one of the management fee.
We should say not a consumer. We should say producers, polluters, or producers.
Okay. Right. So on this very side, so let's go into back in Maharjan's Manale. When we were kids, we grew up watching Captain Planet. Reduce, reuse, recycle. And these days we don't have any of these informative cartoons informative, how to put it, ideas or informative play cards for kids to look at and kind of think about we have to do this to manage waste. right? So it should start when we were kids,
Yes,
education.
Yeah.
At the same time, are we lacking on that part? Number one, number two, what I see these days is there are parents who are also encouraging the no fruity ko bata khayera le phage ki bus ko chal bata phagnu manche feri parent e थियो so is our
whole
people taking the whole thing into
civic sense
ho ki
I should give you an example. Like in Europe or US, if you just throw it, you will get a ticket at your door immediately. You know, if you just break the rule of the traffic rules, then you will get a fine immediately. There is no options, you know. But here, who's going to monitor?
Yeah.
Law enforcement is not happening. Law we have, very good law. You can see Solid Waste Management Act 2011. You can see local government framework developed, that is in 2013. So there is very nicely written, hiring lots of experts, and then that has been endorsed, and then we have. But who cares? Who is main? The main responsibility is given to the local authority. Local authority have lots of other issues, and they are focusing on different way. But they are not. That I should say, they should agree on that. They are not capable fully.
Yeah.
So regarding the awareness, what you said about the kid, I just believe that I am a parent. I am a parent of 2 kids now. But my son, he start early in the morning with what I do. So if I'm not doing, then you just put like a lecture or preach them, that will never work. I can't believe it. When the law enforcement is not good, then always there is an excuse for the people, citizens. And the thing is, so he started with when something comes as a garbage, then he knows that where to put. If many of our friends, they don't have 2 bins in their room. It is not required for every rooms, but it's need to be like very simple that you put the dry beans in your bedroom or somewhere, and the kitchen there should be like organic green beans. So then the green goes there and then dry goes there. My kid know that, and he knows that if he drinks, the Tetra Pak, the beverage, I mean like juice or something, that comes up, then he knows where to put it. Maybe in a bag, maybe in a pockets or whatever. So that's very simple. And he will bring it to my home, and then I will put it separate. And then people talk much about the space. I don't have a space to put the beans this much, or I don't have a space to put compost bin. I do my compost in my kitchen, not in other side. I don't have a space also. I also don't have. But again, it's the attitude. It's a behavior, how you show it. So you have a small top, tabletop, and then underneath there you can have a space to put it. People think about lots of flies, these insects will be coming. I don't like it, nuisance smell. But there is a process, it's already there. It's been like 2 decades now. We have a compost bin. And I have derived, and it is already available in the market now. And it's a very simple. It's not so complicated. It's not too much technical. You just put your organic garbage, well chopped, mix with the browns, and then put it. The browns is basically like the carpenter nearby. You can get it, the sawdust, in a one small vessel, tumbler. You can have to cover it. It's like a masala you put in the Chha. So that's very simple, man. And people are not gathering that, and they're just throwing it. So you don't need to buy. It's already there as waste.
So it's already waste that you can use to.
It's a valuable resource, man. And mostly, the people, citizens, even my friends, I used to say that, why you just wrap up, these polythene bags and then you just give it to the vendor who comes and collect, and then you are paying for that. Even I'm not giving the waste. I'm paying my monthly fee again because I respect them. Their business is required. I like them to survive and do their best. So that's why Even for 400 rupees, people pay, oh, why this much? 200 I will pay, or like that. They do lots of bargaining. I'm surprised, Yeah, they talk much more about their, they preach much. And the person who talks this much is mainly who are more educated.
Yeah, makes sense.
The person who less educated, they will not talk about this. They will just give away the money, and then they will be a member, and they will give as per what we say. Like you do segregation, and then this all problem started from the attitude.
Interesting.
And they just blame to the local municipality and the government.
I know
यसले गरेन, यस्तो गरेन, यो नेताले गरेन, यसले गरेन. It's not about the neta, and it's not about local municipality or government. It's you, me, ours, duty to take care of it.
So, regarding the same thing, so how has the journey been, sir? From because I read an article where it said that you wanted a land site to to recycle or to dump the site, and many people didn't give you the land because it felt like land value.
I have seen two two challenges over it.
So what has been challenging to scale, sir? From starting from 2 people, I think you and Arko, sir, from your 2 partners basically, right?
Yes.
From there to you have what years of members are team?
Now we have like 59.
59, exactly. So from 2 to 59, how has the journey been to scale from 2 to 59?
Yeah, we are not very much ambitious. We have started in a smaller, taking this hotel first, and then there is two staff we hired. Slowly that is going. We checked all the details, minutely, what materials is coming, where we have to send, and tracking all contracts, everything, subcontracts, that's all. Then after one system is there, and then we got offer from other hotels, and then they saw that we are doing in a perfect way, and they like to have our service, and then we went there and then have contract again. Slowly, maybe like 2 years, we got like 3 hotels and then 1 municipality. And later on, we started showing the municipality, and we got 2 other municipalities. So that's why, slowly we are going. Somewhere there in the beginning, we don't have a sample or pilot projects like to showcase what we do. So we started like that. One, we have a showcasing things, and then so people, customers can just check it out, and then they are doing great, and so that why not we? And they start collaborating with us, and then we have taken it for one. It is must. So that's why I'm saying, first you need to prove that your team must be competent. Then they can have add their hours, or they can hire the juniors, or they get to train, and then only you can.
So okay. So how's the journey in terms of scaling, sir? In terms of bringing in teams, finances,
all are required. All are required. This need to be in one basket, and they need to filter it again, and what, how, and where, and which situation you have to tackle. These all, there is so many players in the market, so you have to be very careful on that. Especially in the waste collection sector, lots of decades ago, people have started thinking of like waste is waste from trash. I mean, like for bottom more. The slogan has been derived, and then I'm very surprised that people who have no background of the waste management or environmental, education, they started, having collections and other things, and I'm not authorized for that. But later on, we started, but they don't know about how to do it. They just know that they need a vehicle, they need a few staff, and they go for collection, and few will be coming, and that can they enjoy, and they can just. That doesn't work. So that's why we have given the system. The system is already there. That's our brand. And then with that creation of brand, so people started, knocking our door. Or somewhere we are also approaching. But same way we can plan that this year we have like 17 clients. Maybe next year, maybe like we can plan for 50 clients. So that's way the cost and this entire business plan need to be reviewed, and then can have a scale up. And some hurdles, like in solid waste management sector, there is some way of hidden carteling system here because of that 4 bottom more. So they thought of making more actually, but they are not processing it. So they are earning money actually because they don't need land. rent, electricity, staffs, proper dress is not required for them. But ours, we cannot just let our staff without bare hand, without having safety gears, or preparatory works, write the details. That's all the process. That's not need. The quality service is required. Yeah.
So with this, we have one last question now.
Yeah.
So one last question would be in terms of growth. In terms of growth, so most of the time we think about growth being financial growth, right? But here, Blue Waste to Value, in terms of growth, it's not just that. You need to think more of how can we manage more waste, more pollution, to make it more simpler and more easier for everyone to live. On that note, how is your journey going to go forward?
You said about the more pollution, but I'm against that.
Hopefully it doesn't happen.
We are very much concerned about that. But though we get, we also discussed about this earlier also. So the client who generates lots of garbage, and then they might thought of we'll get much of more revenue every month, but we are not agree on that. Looking at the financial is there one part. It is must. We can't just ignore that. Financial is must. We need to be very clear on that. So we don't want to take much risk on financial. And next is very important is like how the impact comes. The client should understand that where we are now, and after 6 months of our service, where they are. They should understand that. So in the at that time, we exercise, we give lots of dialogues, we give lots of training to their staff, and we capture the impacts in that level that suppose this hotel, we as a client, we have taken, and later on, one international workshop is going to happen here, like maybe 25,000 people will be coming in 3 days, and they need to prepare everything, and they got assessment of the hotel, which hotel is good to manage the program. Who is offering the best services. So they have there is a content like waste management, how they do. So because of we becoming a partner of this service, so then they are very pretty clear that we are doing in this way. So where to place the bins, where to collect, how it will be managed, everything is there. So they choose this. That's what the benefit for the customer, our customers also. So they got a market again. So it's like win-win, situation. And next thing is generating lots of waste, garbage coming into our MRF. That doesn't make sense for me. We need to make them reduce the waste actually. So on reducing the waste is the primary goal for us. So they should we should recommend them that you should not purchase this in this way. You can purchase in a bulk way so that you will get the waste reduced, and you better to have this kind of packaging, not like that, and so that we can have properly recycled. Maybe we can go with zero waste later on, maybe like next 2 years, like that. So that make more sense for us again. Otherwise, just learning, we can start any other business, not like this. We can for making just a profit. Profit is required because as per the investment that need to be returned and other things. But obviously,
so the main goal is like you work so much that you need to close down the company at the end. Because because the waste.
That's what I said. The financial is must. That I said.
So in terms of your goal is to make zero waste, right? You want your producers to have less and less waste. So so the real goal is that a time comes when there is no waste.
Blue waste to
see. I would let I give you the one example what we are doing. So we have 3 different companies, suppose in the Kathmandu Valley. So one company is doing the similar kind of job. Like one small sector, like they collect e-waste, they collect other waste, and they'll focus on that. And one company other is like they collect just like phone, cell phone, and then they refurbish and this. you know, as a waste management company, you know, I cannot just ignore others, you know. We are the complete, you know, solid waste management company.
Okay.
So lots of other gaps are there. So we like to work on gaps so that make the complete, you know, process of all the materials. So that's why we are working on the rejected materials, like people are not recycling it, like wrappers, Tetra Pak, you know, sanitary napkins, you know. So it's basically going actually in the landfill actually. So where there is no technology, and we are working on it now. So overall, our goal is not. We know that it is far away to make the zero waste. You know, we cannot just say like to 2030, the nation will be zero waste, like Sweden, like other.
Like
you know,
Sweden, exactly. There's example like Sweden. So
Sweden will be closed. Their plant will be closed if other countries is
Doesn't
not
run.
giving this because. You see, the technology is very sophisticated again, and then that need to be run 24 hours. So we cannot bring such technology over here. But the thing is, you know, we help each other, and they are working in that. So the rest of the other things we are working. So that's similarly, we are sending all the plastics, not all the plastic, major plastics into recycling factory who are already have the technology. So we are just filling the gaps. So that they also take us as not as a competitor. So we have a very good, you know, relations. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully someday our country Nepal will also be like Sweden. Hopefully with that.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. So and thanks so much to Wish to the Valley Company for, you know, doing that stuff and taking that step towards that. And
thank you very much
really
for this
amazing
opportunity.
work.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, sir.
And one more thing I want to say is reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yes, please. All right, thanks so much. I think ending note.
This comes to the end of one more episode.
The fourth episode.
Blinkbenches.com.
Oh, fourth episode, yeah.
With blinkbenches.com, and thank you so much, Nabin, for having us.
Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So, okay then.
Thanks so much, sir. Thanks so much. All right, thanks so much. Thank you.
Bye.
के काट्नुपर्छ क्या भाइ